Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire. It is January 2nd. This is my first live of the new year. Happy New Year. Hope your holidays were lovely. It's chilly and cold and still almost dark here. I'm really looking for longer daylight. Um, but anyway, it's January 2nd, 2025, and I have some new product to show you. I'm really excited to have this to share with you. I think you're going to like it a lot. And we're going to make a step card, but we're going to make a step card with a twist. This seems to be called. So it will be fun and a little bit different. Please say hello if you're watching. I love to not feel like I'm talking to myself. And if you catch the replay, I'd love to know that too. And as always, anything you share or like will help more people see it and more people have fun making cards with us. So I'm going to switch my camera over so that you can see my hands and my table a little bit better, and I'll show you first the paper that we're going to use today. So this is called the Serene Love paper, and on my screen when I look at it, it's looking like it's black, but it's really Night of Navy here. And this is the paper that is a remake of an older paper a couple of years ago, and I don't know why that's so out of focus. Let's see if that will come into focus a little bit better. Is that better? Okay. So it has some papers in blue with flowers, and on the other side of one of them are these designs, and this one has stripes. And I think there's three Night of Navy. Nope, two Night of Navy. Then there's some Lost Lagoon. Let me take that off. There's Lost Lagoon in the flowers and in flowers and ferns. And then when you turn those over, this is Lost Lagoon. And it's a wild pattern. I think my camera's having a little bit of trouble focusing on it. And on this side is like diamond shaped polka dots. And then there's two sheets in Old Olive with flowers and big flowers and little flowers, and then stripes and polka dots. So it's really pretty. It's a remake paper. It is an online exclusive, so you have to go online to look at it. And it is only available while supplies last. And I was so happy that I was able to get some, and it is still in the store. So we're using that today. And we're going to use a new stamp set today too, but I'll show you that when we get to it. And at the end, I do have a couple of additional cards that I'd like to show you that are made with this step card with a twist. So I have cut my piece of thick basic white cardstock, 4¼ by 11, but we're going to cut a little piece off of this side. We're going to cut 3/8 of an inch off. And I'll show you why when we get to that part. Hi, Lorraine in Budapest. How are you? And now I'm going to score this, and I'm going to score it at 5/8. So a little bit more than half. Is it the middle of the night, Lorraine? Score it at 5/8 and at, oh goodness, I have forgotten where I'm going to score it. I have to find my note here. Hold on one second. Let's see where we're going to score it. I didn't write it down, so I'm going to have to measure it on one of my other cards. No peeking. No peeking. Oh yeah, it's at 5 7/8. Oh, sorry about that. 5 7/8. So 3 5/8 and 5 7/8. I'm going to write that down. Okay. And I'm not going to fold it yet because now we're going to make some marks on these score lines. We're going to make some marks here and some marks at the bottom. And then we're going to do some cutting. So I'm going to take a mechanical pencil and I'm going to make my lead come out kind of long so it'll fit in the channel of my cutting blade and be able to mark something. So I'm going to do my first mark at 2 1/8, and I'm going to mark it right on the score line, 2 1/8, and then I'm going to do another one at 3 1/8, and I am closing this down so I can get it right there on the score line. So you can see those two pencil marks. Come on, camera. What's up today? What's up? Is that better? Okay. And now I'm going to mark some at the bottom on this score line also. And on the bottom, I am going to do, let's see, 3/4. Way down here. Let's move this so you can see. I'm putting a dot on that score line, and then I'm going to do that again at 2 5/8. And that's all we need. We need 4 pencil marks because we're going to cut from this pencil mark over to this pencil mark. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Joanne. From here to here, and then from here to here. And they're slightly diagonal lines. They're not straight down. And we can't have our paper folded because we don't want to fold through. I mean, we don't want to cut through the back. Okay, so I'm going to line it up so that I see. So I see that dot right there in the cutting channel at the top and in the cutting channel at the bottom. Okay, now I'm gonna, and it's a little bit tricky to know where to cut because your line is not going straight across there, but that's okay. And I'm gonna go up to the score line, and then I'm gonna do this dot here down to the other dot, and I have to move it over a little and have both of those right in the score line. Need to go up just a little. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple more score lines, but now it looks like this. Okay. I'm going to take my eraser, and now I'm going to get rid of those pencil lines before I fold it or anything else so I can really rub those out. There we go. I used white intentionally so you'd be able to see those pencil marks a little bit better. Okay, now I need, at the top, I need to make a score line on this inside piece that we cut out. And on the bottom, we're going to make a score line on the outside edges of that. So at the bottom, we're going to do the score line at 1 1/4 from the edge. And we're just going to go to that cut line. And then I'm going to go from the cut line to the outside on the other side. And I just kind of get as close as I think I need to. And then I open it up and look. And that looks like I'm close enough. And now up here, I am going to score that at 5/8 from that, from this score line. So I'm measuring on the right side now, and I'm just going to do it on the cutout part. Okay, and we can put our trimmer away. So first I'm just going to fold my card base in half. Give it a good burnish. Okay, and then I am going to fold almost like I'm folding under on that little one, but I'm not going to go all the way just yet. Hi, Cheryl. And fold on that other side. And this one goes up on that top one. So it should fold like this. And that is going to be the base of our card. So the twist is that your step piece is on a bit of a diagonal, like that. And you have a little W fold here on the bottom. So now we'll cut our DSP so it'll fit on there. And we have to make some, I told you could put your trimmer away, but I didn't really mean that. We have to make some cut marks on this as well. And you want to make sure you're doing that with the side up that you want to show on your card, because they're wider at the top than the bottom on this side, wider at the bottom on this side, and you can't flip them over. They're not going to fit. Okay, so make sure this is the way you want it. So at the top of this, we're going to make a little pencil mark at 1 7/8. I have to make this kind of big to see it. I may even put a little score mark there. 1 7/8 and 2 7/8. I'm going to put a little score mark as well because it's going to be hard to see. And then at the bottom, we're going to do it at 3/4 and 2 5/8. I think I might have made a mistake on my card base. I think that maybe should have been 2 7/8, but we'll have to see what happens. Maybe I should make this a little smaller. Let me see. Hi, Sherry. Let's see what this is right here. I don't know. I'm going to do 2 5/8, and yeah, we'll do it at 3/4 and 2 5/8 and see what happens. If I need to, I can cut another piece of DSP. Whoops, I broke my pencil. Okay, so this time we're going to cut on those marks. So I'm going to cut from this pencil line to the bottom pencil line. And I don't think you will be able to see those, but you can trust me. And so this one is going to go on here. And that fits okay. Now we're going to go from that line over to this line. And let's see if these two are going to fit. There is no border. on the side of that one, which means the border is going to be too big. Yeah, I should have trusted myself. So instead of, let's see, that bottom mark was at 2 5/8. I need it to be at 2 3/8. Okay, I got to write that down because my base I cut differently. 2 3/8. Okay, so this piece of patterned paper, I cut it at 4 inches wide because we need a 4-inch strip to go on the bottom here. I cut it at 4 inches and it needs to be 4 inches by 4 3/8. But then I trim the 4 inches down to 3 3/4. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this part again. So the top is going to get marked at 1 7/8 on the wrong side, and that won't work on the wrong side. 1 7/8 and 2 7/8. And then the bottom at 3/4. And 2 3/8, so less than a half. Okay, since I have that mark in, I'm going to cut that one first this time. 1. Now I'll do the other one. And we will hope these fit. Okay. Now I'm really done with the cutter. I'll open that up. It's going to be easier to put these on if we flatten it out. So that has a little border, that has a little border, and that has a little border. So we did it. Yay! No harm done. We just adjusted. I'll have to check my measurement of my other card bases. I think this cut was a little bit different. Whoops. There we go. And one more. I love the blues. I love the navy. Okay. So that goes like that. So the reason we had to cut that little bit off of the card base is we can't have the card base be bigger than 5.5 or it won't fit in the envelope. Whoops, you can't see that down there. But the way this comes up and peeks over the top, it's almost hitting 5.5 when it's cut. So we needed to cut a little bit off so it wouldn't extend beyond 5.5. Oh, Sherry, you're right. I use a lot of glue. I do. So I'm going to use the other side of this paper here. This is 4 by 1/2. And I'm going to put that on the bottom. There we go. And then I fussy cut a flower out of this paper right here. And I cut a piece of the vellum from the greenery and gold vellum. And this has just a little bit of white pattern on it, white on white. And I thought I would put that under the flower just to break that up a little bit and stamp a thin sentiment. And I'm going to take the sentiment from another new set. This is a set that's an online exclusive that will be released on January 7th also. So it's not in the catalog, but there's a whole bunch of new stuff that you'll see just online coming on January 7th. And it's got some really nice sentiments, wishing you an amazing day. Thank you for everything. Always in your corner, through happy and sad. Happy we are friends. And I'm going to use this little happy birthday right here. I love you, brighten my day. And then it has a little corner detail. And it comes with some really cute dies. It cuts out a starburst, the balloons and the flowers, and then it has corner shaped decorating dies. And I used this little one you'll see in a minute on the inside of the card. And on another card that I'll show you, I used a bigger one. So they're really a fun set of dies. I have a Stamp-A-Stack coming with that set in February. I think it will be a class, both online and in person. Okay, so that little 3/8 that we cut off, I'm stamping this happy birthday on that. Let me close my ink. And we'll see where I'm going to put this. I think I'll put it over onto this side like that a little bit. So first I'm going to put my flower on my vellum, and I'll use just a little bit of glue to do that, making sure I have my vellum on the right side. There's a right side and a wrong side to the little stitching around it. I used the Stylish Shapes dies. And I just have the square at an angle. And we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this and pop it up on the front. So I'm just going to put dimensionals in the very center there. When you use vellum, you want to make sure your dimensionals, your adhesive is always behind something else, because these would show through if they were just wherever they wanted. I'm going to put it off center just a little bit, and then we'll put this on just like that. I'm going to grab some tear and tape for that. So I'm afraid some of the, if I used glue, it might squish out with that vellum. So just in the center, I'm going to put a little tear and tape. And put that like that. And then on the inside, which is an odd size piece also, it's 4 by 4.5. Oh, I don't need a white piece for the inside, but I really wanted to use that little die and show you how it pokes out the leaves, but it just kind of lifts the flower petals. So I'm going to put it in there anyway, because I like that. And if you wanted to get fancy, you could put just a little piece of green behind those leaves and have those stand out. Let's see what that would look like. if we were to do that. So it would go like that. And then this one would go under. We move that up. You could have it like that, which you can't really see. So I'm gonna try to hold it. So you could just put the green under the part where the leaves are, and that would be very pretty too. I was thinking this was going on a Night of Navy card base, and then it would look like that, which is also pretty, but I'm going to put it on the white and have it just be white on white because I cut it and because I can. It gives it a little bit of a flare under there. You can see the little flower. And let's put some pearls on the front of that, and then I'll show you the other ones that I made. There we go. And it stands up. Well, this on this glass mat, it's pretty slippery, but it does stand up very nicely. You know, I like my cards to display, and it's a fun little step card, not too hard to make at all. So I made a couple more, and this is also product that is available on January 7th. This is another online exclusive. And this paper is called Wildflower Birthday. And it has some really pretty gold accented papers. This one I used a bit already, and then some pink gingham. You know, I love me some orange. And this has, this is great for scrapbooking too. It even has like journaling boxes, or you could use those on the front of cards. Has a little soft sea foam in green, some beautiful cakes, really very pretty. More soft sea foam with flowers, and then some more gold. But the best part, I think, of this pack of paper are these die cuts that you get with it. Oh, so I want to show you what I did. I did something a little different on these cards, but you get die cuts that have banners, you have cake, you have tassels, you have balloons, some flowers, some little flowers. There's cupcakes in here someplace. Here's a cupcake. So cute. There's bigger flowers. So there's all kinds of things. You get 2 sheets of die cuts in here. So that's really nice. I just pop them all out and then put them in an empty stamp case. This is one of the bigger ones that used to hold the wooden stamps. So I made 2 cards with this paper, and these, they has a stamp set that goes with it. I used the Make-A-Wish from the stamp set. It's called Birthday Celebration. I used that, and I used the Happy Birthday, and it has number dies. So I cut the number out of there, and I forgot to stamp 10th. So I could put a little TH there to make it the 10th birthday. Now, I wanted to use contrasting DSP on this, contrasting patterned paper. Well, I couldn't just flip over this piece in the middle. Which one is the middle piece? This one. I don't know which one's the middle, but I couldn't just flip it over because it wouldn't fit right. It needed the bigger piece at the top. So I had to cut. This isn't going together correctly. How did I do it? Anyway, I had probably this is two pieces from one and one from another, but I had to cut the paper twice. I cut it once with the flower side up and once with the gingham side up. And then on this one, I used the two pieces of gingham on the outside and the flower piece on the middle, and used a different happy birthday. That's from Keeping Tabs, a different stamp set. And on the inside, I just put another flower. So there you have 3 twisted step cards with a twist. Where's my other one? So have them with the Wildflower birthday papers and die cuts, or with the Serene Love paper and just using that paper on there. So I hope you liked that. This will be in a blog post. All the measurements will come out in a blog post on Saturday afternoon, I think. And then you'll be able to reference the measurements, and you'll see this video there so you can look back at that. So thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to know which one's your favorite, if you like the Wildflower birthday better or the Serene Love better, the one we made together, or the other birthday one. So let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours, and I'd love to help you make cards at home. Just shoot me a message, and I'll get right back to you. All right, have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye, everybody.